So currently, what is really happening should tell people, say, Operation Recover All Loot, it is currently having effect on other agencies here in Ghana. Now, the National Democratic Congress, this time that they won both the presidency and also major seats in parliament, they promised to be very, very, very much robust on criminal things and also corruption in terms of this whole government corruption scandals near the idea. So they brought out Operation Recover All Loot, which is oral. But then we told you last week, say, this particular committee, which was being chaired by Samuel Okudzoto Blakwa, it has started digging into other agencies. One, they are looking into Sika, which was supposed to be paid, which was not paid, which means outstanding money. Two, they are looking into overblown expenditure. For example, a particular company contract was $100 million, then it has been inflated to let's say $500 million. These are the things that Operation Recover All Loot is actually going after, trying to make sure say they will find what we all term as accountability. And yeah, that's already news on our desk indicates that McDan Aviation has been closed down by the Ghana Airport Company Limited. Now I know said this, so because okay, how does this concern Operation Recover All Loot? Now, isn't it so much a coincidence? Just maybe a day or a day to or 2 days to 2025, and perhaps just 8 days or a week after a year President Akuffo steps down, this thing is happening. Now the pictures you are watching on the screen, you will see clearly say this particular Vincent Daniel Macaulay, he happens to be the owner of a McDan Aviation. He was in bed with the New Patriotic Party. This particular pictures are shown on the screen. Akuffo visited a salt factory Addo, together with other things that both of these people are doing together. In fact, Electrochem and the skin are one of the companies. But then yeah, that's already news coming in. This man's company, aviation company, has been closed down, and then the Ghana Airport Company is saying one thing, and then the workers of Daniel Macaulay, that is the McDan Aviation, the company, the workers there too are also saying another thing. So what is really happening? But before I bet to us, John Dramani Mama a winning election. Obeka, I said last week we gave you a story, and that will be one of John Dramani Mama's aid warning McDan to stand firm. Okay, and just last week the chiefs of Addo, they stormed Electrochem and McDan's company, demanded say onja ejuma, and then coincidentally his aviation company has been shut down according to the Ghana Airport Company Limited. This is because McDan Edeka over $3 million. So you guys were not able to take the money all these years, and 7 days to Akuffo stepping down and more close down because they fear that Operation Recover All Loot will go and dig it and say that this guy is operating at the Ghana Airport Limited without paying money. And at the end of the day, they will go after the board of directors, people in charge. And at the end of the day, if this new administration or but then I told you, say NDC nibi den sembi betuja, say McDan should stand firm. We gave you an update on this particular story, but then Yanko share what he said. But before I share what he said, and now all predict say NDC4 will come after McDan. This is what the statement of Ghana Airports Company about. Now, as you can see on the screens, this is a copy of a press statement if you look at it very, 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 very closely, or say a demand letter. Our records indicates that a reputable institution associated with the Ghana Airports Company Limited as of July 18, 2024 July 2024 with respect to the following. As you can see, rentals scanning and a total amount. So boma 4.3 million Ghana cedis, and all of these things are outstanding figures which they sent him way back in July and in August. But now, no, we said Team Oral perhaps might intercept this, and at the end of the day, it's going to be a bad news for them. But then I told you, NDC Nibi Bekasai, giving us a breakdown as to what will happen and how McDan, his sole empire that he's built, will crumble immediately the National Democratic Congress comes to power. And then when we come back, we would dive more into these issues and whatever is happening.
I'll say something. ICAM was the biggest printing company in the whole of Africa.
Okay.
Akuffo came, they brought them to their knees. Ediana was one of the most successful businesses in Ghana. Akuffo's time, they brought him to his knees. Akuffo's time, they jailed Victor Solomon. They jailed Kwame Pepra. They jailed Sipayanki for causing financial loss to the state. Akuffo's time, they jailed Chachuchi Kata for causing financial loss to the state. As we speak today, okay, Agongo and Opuni are in court because they said they've caused financial loss to the state. They have this pattern where they target NDC people when they are in office, destroy their business, build their own, destroy their politicians, prop up their own. You see, when this government came into office, forget what Akuffo did. Let's come into this government. First, they targeted Dofo's bank, brought it down. Targeted Agongo's bank because he's supposed to be linked to the NDC, brought it down. In fact, they actually spent 20 billion
to bring down banks.
Bring down banks that needed only 9 billion. That couldn't be common sense. Like I said to you, it's either they know what they're doing and they don't care, or they know what they care, they know what they're doing, but they don't give a hoot about anyone. So now they came for my business, okay? And McDan, he has to pray. You know, I don't talk too much, but he has to pray that his government stays in office for forever. Now he has the McDan group. You know that, right? When they came into office, you know the first thing they did? The guy who was supposed to be a millionaire, the finance minister had to take money from ADB to give him to go and do contract at Cocoa Board. If every Ghanaian is given that opportunity, no one will sleep. So they come here, McDan. Now a whole lagoon, natural resource lagoon, was seized and given to him. And all the people who lived on that lagoon, and I understand it's about 4,000 to 5,000 livelihoods, have been taken and given to one man. Not just that, he has McDan Aviation. He has another company in mining. He has electrochem. He's building his empire while trampling on other people. It's who they are. It's what they have always done. That's why I say to you, Ken, you heard what he said to Parliament. In the past 4 years, how much Data Bank has made from contracting loans? 100 and what? Almost 150 million. That comes to 2 million a month. A little over 2 million Ghana cedis a month. Okay, ask yourself. In the deal with the deal to sell Ghana electricity company.
Yeah, electricity company, ECG.
Yes.
Yeah, the concession.
Yes.
The one that the PDS take
the
over.
PDS deal.
Yeah.
You saw Gabi's name in there.
Yes.
His company's name in there. They are building their empire. They are trampling over everyone. They will jail some of the NDC people. And yet, when they come to power, they play Kid Grove. This time, if they come to power, which I think they will, and they mess with these kind of things, they'll be on their own for a very long time. Look at the businesses that these guys build. The businessmen. Sometimes I feel like the NDC people lick their feet and leg and back. When there are NDC events and they show up, they even get more escorts than the NDC people. NDC comes to office, they help certain businesses. There's no condition. So every time they're struggling, look at the map. Logistically, you just imagine logistically what NDC has to go through. They need 10 times the budget NDC MPP needs to win. So if you don't build your own, if you don't safeguard your politicians and you allow them to, and the reason why they create corruption, look what they did to Muhammad's image. He's corrupt. He's built houses in mansions in Dubai. The first lady, Lodina, he was the most tortured first lady in our history under Muhammad. And you know what? Surprisingly, she is the most industrious first lady we've ever had. I mean, prior to coming into office, that woman, ask which of the first ladies we have had since the Fourth Republic, who is as industrious as the woman before they came into office? Yet they ridiculed her husband, got away with it because they control public opinion.
Well, I wish you could continue.
So as for McDan, I wish him well, but he has to pray that his government stays in office for
Raymond Aka.
Okay, so basically that is exactly what is really going on now. You can see, say, yeah, Raymond Aka. Now, on my breakdown as to what is really going. For those of you who don't know, Raymond Aka is part of the Operation Recover All Lose. So it clearly tells you something. Say, at the end of the day, this whole thing, McDan Aviation, it has to do with certain political decisions that he took. Perhaps he may be in bed with the New Patriotic Party, and they being an outgoing government, they don't want to find themselves, especially the board of directors who've been covering up these outstanding bills and stuff. They don't want the new government to come in and then publish their names. So these were the board of directors who were sitting down, being reluctant, and weren't allowing the state to recover the money that they invested. At the end of the day, they are going to implicate all of these board of directors, or perhaps make sure they take them on and they charge them. So they are saying, say, hey, Operation Recover All Loot, mayenyi yankasa yeto ansana ora ensan beka documents. So this perhaps is going a long way to explain why today we are seeing this kind of sudden shift and Operation Recover All Loot. Ghana Airport Company Limited, they publish and say, okay, we've shut down McDan Aviation. Now, one of the things that you should also note in all of this is that the McDan Aviation, the workers themselves have expressed dissatisfaction about what is really going on and have honored the fact, say, there were some outstanding bills which were not paid, leading to this particular thing. You can see some in a separate file in your Bible too also.
Okay, thank you very much. That is true. We got to know that the place is locked this morning by the orders of the managing director. I think it has to do with the indebtedness of McDan as a company to GACL. What we know is that MD over the years, our current MD has made several efforts. Okay, thank you very much. That is true. We got to know that the place is locked this morning by the orders of the managing director. I think it has to do with the indebtedness of McDan as a company to GACL. What we know is that MD over the years, our current MD has made several efforts to retrieve the monies owed by McDan Aviation to Africa. The payments are not coming. Out of frustration, I believe that's why MD have taken the decision to close the place down.
You are union. Is this a decision that you are in support of, shutting down the facility?
Well, we want our monies paid. If the situation fails, I believe force must apply. We know that MD have been writing letters to McDan Aviation for these monies to be paid at the beginning of this year. Nothing is happening. If this is the only option left, why not? The staff will fully support the managing director in this course.
This is not the first time I personally, as a journalist, is reporting on something like this. There was a day I picked signals that these debts had not been paid. I engaged you. You equally raised red flags. Somebody will wonder how come up until now these debts have not been paid.
Well, they're saying that better late than never, I think, is applying this time too. We know that managing director have been fighting over the year, the whole 2024. She has been trying to retrieve the monies. I have information that letters have been written to McDan as far back in July. payment are not being done. So I will not entirely say it is now. That started some time ago.
Well, roughly, what are these areas that we're talking about? What's the debt about? What is it about? And how much are we talking about, estimatedly?
Well, McDan occupies a portion of Terminal 1. I know McDan had bought about some 5 acres of land around the Duncan William Church area, which is operating, and I know he's making money out of it. And roughly it will not be less than $3 million that is in debt, as much as we know.
Well, now, is McDan the only company operating within the...
That we wrote to the managing director, I believe some even copied the board, I believe so, if my memory serves me right, that we are demanding that this must be related to the company, we can manage it ourselves. The company created it as another stream of revenue for the company. We don't know why all of a sudden it metamorphosed into management of national security. We don't understand, and we will not sit down on it.
Okay, so that is some of the workers of the Ghana, the McDan Aviation, who were basically giving out their advice. So whatever is going on, they're a bit confused, but then they understand. So it has to do with outstanding debts and all of that. Now, currently, McDan himself, whose real name, the owner of the company, McDan, his name is Daniel Macaulay. He's not really come out to speak, but then we received an answer. This particular press release. And then I'm in Bontin, so that is what is on the screen. This is coming from the Ghana Airport Company Limited, and they are basically telling Ghanaians if they close down McDan's Aviation, it is because of basically these kind of things. So that is exactly what is really going on. We are also hoping to hear more about this. I mean, the way forward, will McDan pay? Because McDan, the senior portrayal say, now of course Star FM, Star Chartered Bolare, the money he has in his account, there should be well over $100 million. If you have $100 million in your account, paying 4 million Ghana cedis or dollars as an outstanding debt shouldn't be that big of a deal. So it's a business might want him to succeed, but at the end of the day, the state and then Operation Recover All Loot also need to make sure they get their money back. We are following this particular updates. We'll be giving you more updates as all of this whole event will continue to unfold.